Hi and Assalamualaikum. So for today, my team will be presenting about organization and composition. So to begin with, I will start with explaining about the definition of composition. So first of all, compensation is known as salary and wage administration. It is also known as reward management. The second one is it is also referred to as benefits received by an employee for providing services to his employer. And lastly, it can be in the form of cash or kind. Here are some tips to know what is compensation. The first one, the example for compensation is company paid car, housing, and stock opportunities. The second one, it is likely to be a primary reason the employees work for the firm. That means it is one of the ways to make your employees become more loyal to the company. And the third one, compensation packages with good pay and advantages can help attract and retain the best employees. Let me share you some tips about what will company provide in compensation. The first one is bonus, profit sharing, overtime pay, recognition, rewards, and sales commission. Now let's move on to the next part.
Hello everyone, my name is Maisara and today I will explain types of compensation. There are three types of compensation, which is non-monetary compensation, direct compensation, and indirect compensation. First, let's move to non-monetary compensation. Non-monetary compensation, any benefit that an employee receives from an employer or a job that does not involve tangible values. For example, career development, advancement opportunities, work environment and conditions. Next is direct compensation. Direct compensation, the salary that is paid to the employees along with the other health benefits. Direct compensation consists of pay received in wages, salaries, bonus, and commission. Also, these include house rent allowances, medical benefits, and city allowances. And finally, indirect compensation. Indirect compensation can be thought of as the non-monetary benefits an employees get from the organization. It includes everything from legally required public protection programs such as Social Security to health insurance, retirement programs, paid leave, and child care. I guess that's all for me. Now I will pass to Shafika.
Now it's my turn to tell you guys objective in organization and compensation. The basic objective of compensation management can be briefly termed as meeting the needs of both employees and the organization. Employers want to pay as little as possible to keep their costs low, while employees want to get as high as possible. There are 5 objectives of compensation management, which are ensure equity, reward desired behavior, control costs, motivating personnel, and consistency in compensation. So the first one is ensure equity. To retain and motivate employees, employee compensation must be fair. Fairness requires wage and salary administration to be directed to achieving equity. Compensation management strives for internal and external equity. Internal equity requires that pay be related to the relative worth of a job so that similar job get similar pay. Meanwhile, external equity means paying workers what other firms in the labor market pay comparable workers. The second one is reward desired behavior. Behavior pay should reinforce desired behaviors and act as an incentive for those behaviors to occur in the future. Effective compensation plans reward performance, loyalty, experience, responsibility, and others' behavior. Good performance, experience, loyalty, new responsibility, and other behavior can be rewarded through an effective compensation plan. Next, control costs. A rational compensation system helps the organization obtain and retain workers' reasonable costs. Without effective compensation management, workers could be overpaid or underpaid. The fourth one is motivating personnel. Compensation management aims at motivating personnel for higher productivity. Monetary compensation has its own limitation in motivating people for superior performance. Besides money, people also want praise, promotion, recognition, acceptance, and status for their motivation. And the last one is consistency in compensation. Compensation management tries to achieve consistency, both internal and external, in compensation employees. Internal consistency involves a payment based on the criticality of jobs and employees' performance on jobs. Thus, higher compensation is attached to higher level jobs. Similarly, higher compensation is attached to higher performance in the same job.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Nur Aisha binti Rizali, and I'm going to explain challenges or problems of compensation management. Even the most rational methods of determining pay must be tempered by good judgment when challenges arises. The implications of these demands may cause analysts to make further adjustment to the compensation. Strategic objectives, prevailing wage rates, union power, and government constraints. The government sets minimum wage, overtime pay, equal pay, child labor, and record-keeping requirements. The minimum wage and overtime provisions require employees to pay at least a minimum hourly rate, regardless of the job's worth. Now, let me explain strategy objectives. Compensation management is not limited to internal and external equity. It also can be used to further an employer's strategy. Employee compensation might have been initially anchored by the relative worth of jobs and the prevailing wage rates in the local market. Prevailing wage rates. Market forces may cause some jobs to be paid more than their relative worth. Demographic shifts and relative supply and demand relationships affect compensation. Lastly, union power. When unions represent a portion of the workforce, they may obtain wage rates that are out of proportion to the relative worth of the jobs. Unions may also limit management's flexibility in administering merit increases, since unions often argue for raises based on seniority and are applied across the board equally. Now, let us go to the next part. Thank you for watching.